Alright troops, welcome back to the Don's channel. I am the Donfather and here's my round 5 AFL 2021 season predictions. Boom! Have some of that. Straight into it then, Thursday 15th of April, St Kilda versus Richmond at the Marvel. Quite happy to hear it's at the Marvel. Always good under the roof. The atmosphere sounds very, very good on the TV, and I imagine it's really brilliant if you're playing on the footy field as well. All the noise drowning down onto the footy field, it must be special. Saints and Richmond both with 2 wins and 2 losses apiece. Richmond's lost the last 2. They've lost the last 2. Saints had a thumping win at the weekend, and I'm sure they'll be confident from that. However, this is a predictions video. I can't imagine Richmond will lose 3 straight games in a row. I'm going with a Richmond win. I did read that they've got a couple of full Premiership winners coming back this week, so they'll be boosted by that. But I'm going to Richmond win. I think St Kilda have been really good at times so far this year. I think Richmond need this. I think they really need it. We're going to see Richmond. They played Port. They wanted to bounce back from their defeat prior to the Port game, and they played Port. A very, very strong team. They couldn't get it over the line. They lost by 2 points down at the Adelaide Oval. But I'm sure they'll be licking their wounds and they'll want to bounce back rapidly. And I'm going with Richmond win. I'm just going with Richmond win. Simple as that. Eagles versus the Pies at the Optus. I have said how the Eagles away form, a lot like Dockers, hasn't been great. They're getting their wins at home at the Optus in Western Australia, and I think they'll do it again. I think the Pies are poor. I did predict them to be not as good as last season. I think there was a lot of off the field stuff that was not healthy for the club. Prior to the season starting as well. I think they need to get their house in order off the field. I'm not too sure if we're there or thereabouts yet, but they're struggling. They are struggling, make no mistake about that. The Pies haven't been playing good and they're not in a good position as far as I'm concerned. I'm not convinced right now Nathan Buckley is the man anymore to drive this footy club forward. I still think they possess a lot of good players. I did mention players like Majacek, Taylor Adams is good, De Goey scores goals. They're awash with talent, but I'm not too sure that's the man to guide them anymore. I'm still not convinced. I don't care what anybody says. That big American up top, Cox, is the man. Positionally inept at times. Yes, I think he's getting stronger in contested marks. I think he's doing a lot better there. His kicking's not too bad actually. I won't ridicule him for his kicking. I don't think it's terrible. I think he's improved on all those aspects. He's not as bad a player as what came from America initially. He's definitely improved over the time he's been at Collingwood, but I still don't think he's the man. I don't think he's the answer to your problems. I definitely think he's positionally inept, and they could do a hell of a lot better than him, especially with a big club like Collingwood. There's no mistake, make no mistake, they should be one of the best teams in the competition every year, no excuses. And I think the Pies fans can kind of relate to what I'm saying here, they can agree with this, but I think Buckley has to go. I've got to be honest with you, I think he has to go. I think the scandal from the summer hasn't helped him, and it's also, it's a results industry, isn't it? That's what I was getting at, that's what I'm alluding to, and he's not getting them. That is for the Pies. Let me get this right. I think it was 1 and 4, wasn't it? Yeah, 1 and 4 coming in round 2. Their only win, so it's not good enough. And they're going out to the Eagles. They don't like travelling. Notoriously, the Pies aren't great at travelling. The Eagles are doing well at home. I think the Eagles, again, as a team, should be probably doing a lot better. Obviously, they've been smashed off St Kilda. Should be doing a lot better than what they are. But I think they're going to beat the Pies here. And I actually think, I'm going to we'll go out on a limb here and say I think they're going to win by a comfortable scoreline. Not going to say a massive one, but a relatively comfortable scoreline. On to Saturday then, 17th of April, Bulldogs versus Suns. Look, Suns have managed 1 and 4, Bulldogs 4 and 0. Bulldogs are going to be 5 and 0 after this weekend. I'm not too sure about the Suns. I think they've got players that can play footy. When they click, it can be nice at times, but I just do not think they possess the strength and depth to beat this current Bulldogs team in this form, this midfield. They've remained, thankfully, touch wood now, relatively injury free, the Bulldogs. Long may that continue, and I think they're going to beat the Suns. I'm not going to go into too much. It's under the roof at the Marvel again. Brilliant. The noise will be spectacular. The Footscray faithful will be cheering them on in their numbers, and it's a Bulldogs win for me. Swans versus Giants. A New South Wales rivalry, this one, if you can say that, but it is. 4-0 for the Swans, 1 win coming for the Giants against Collingwood, 90-60 at the weekend, so they'll be quite happy with that. Toby Green's in form. I think the other, I did mention Finlayson, and I think it was Himmelberg as well, need to start filling the void that is Jeremy Cameron leaving them. Toby Green cannot be expected to kick all the goals. Bobby Hill's a player I mentioned I do enjoy watching. They actually aren't bad in certain areas of the footy field. They are a big, tall, powerful team, and I think this year it actually favours that type of system, getting the ball high into the forward area and getting your big men up top, getting it. English is, we'll go back to Bulldogs there, English is pushed up the field with the inclusion of Steph Martin and the ruck. He's allowed to go further forward, and him being so tall, yes he's quite slight of build, but that tall forward, you lump it up there and let the boys do the rest, and it is favouring the forwards, so there's no excuse for Giants. They are a big team, and they need to use that to their advantage. They haven't done so far, and I've been quite disappointed in them, to tell you the truth. I would use the word poor so far, and they're a team that could be a lot better. I should be praising them more than I'm slating them, if you like. But Swans are at home, it's at the SCG, they're in form. Giants have got 1 win and 4. I'm just going to go with the form and the way they're playing. I'm going to go with the Swans 5-0. Gabba, what a stadium when it's rocking. And the Lions have been poor this year as well, 1 and 4. I'm not sure what's going on. Lachie Neale hasn't started 2021 yet, but he has been playing, which is so strange. He's a player that we all cream all over, if you like, for how good he is. But I'm just pointing out, because of the standards he's set for himself, he's been below that, and I want him to start playing good soon. Essendon 1 and 4 as well. Both of them getting their only wins of the year in round 3. I'm going with a home win. I'm going with a Lions win. Carlton versus Port, MCG. Carlton's won 2 out of 4, both coming in last 2 rounds, 3 and 4. And Port obviously losing that game in the Optus to the West Coast Eagles. They've got 3 out of 4. They did beat Richmond at home. I think they'll take confidence from that. But what I will say is Port have been stricken with a couple of injuries. They've got players that took knocks, I think should be okay from what I've been told. But a couple of big injuries as well, which we'll see. I think it's Butters and Duersma out for mid to long term periods for Port. So that's big blows there. Carlton are playing okay. I actually enjoy watching Carlton. See, when Carlton's been on in the games that I've watched, they're actually playing good stuff. They're entertaining to watch. They have got home advantage at the MCG, if you like. But I'm going with Port. I still think with those 2 players out that Port will be strong. I think they will. I think they'll get the job done. But if Carlton win this, if Carlton can win this one, it could be quite exciting times for being a Carlton fan, because that's 3 out of 5. I think they would have took that. I don't think most Carlton fans would have took that before the first bounce of the year. 3 wins in the first 5 rounds. I think they would have think that. I think that is a decent return for where they have been over the last couple of years. You can see progression. There's a lot of footy still to be played. So, but winning the last 3 in a row is quite good for momentum as well, isn't it? Port win anyway. Sunday, first game up, Adelaide Oval, Crows versus Dockers. And I've got to tell you, my most surprised that I've been is with the Crows. I'm enjoying watching them. They're playing nice, attractive stuff. They've got young guys in there that are playing with no fear, and power to them for it. Because do you know what? There was guys over the last year or 2 at the Crows that were just going out there and going through the motions. Simply were not good enough. Wooden spooners. They do not deserve to automatically have the shirt, and these young guys have came in and have grabbed that shirt, and they're going out and they're producing the goods. So as for Crows fans, long may that continue. They are at home, it is against the Dockers, they've managed 2 out of 4, Crows 3 out of 4, and back-to-back wins for them. They are getting the goals on the board as well. They're getting the score lines up to a decent number as well. So they're playing nice, attractive, fast-flowing, attacking footy at times. And Tex Walker is on fire, by the way. I like Fogarty as well. I did mention his name at the weekend. I had a good one. But they are playing good stuff, the Crows. And do you know what? I'm going with a home win. I'm sure the Adelaide Crows fans will be happy to hear that one. But Crows win against the Dockers. Hawks versus Melbourne. This was probably the one. I know that the Hawks have only won 1 and 4, and Melbourne's won 4 and 0. But the Hawks actually haven't been that bad this year. When you watch them, they're not terrible. They're not terrible. They're not being completely steamrolled. And Melbourne have been quite brilliant at times this year. But I'm still waiting for that bubble to burst a little bit in terms of form in a row. However, all that being said, contradicting my last statement there, I'm expecting it to remain 5 and 4, go from 4 and 0 to 5 and 0, and be in a win streak for the Demons. Hawks though, do you know what? As a Hawks fan, you're bound to be quite frustrated because you're doing quite a lot of things right. It's just getting the win, isn't it? It's getting the win. You're pushing teams. Let me go over the last scoreline, so just grab it here. 96-81 at the Optus, so they're scoring. They've won against Essendon 92-91 in round 1. I've done it in the wrong order. Round 2. Round 2, let me see, where are you? Hawks. 49-78 against Richmond. That was probably their biggest loss, and it wasn't. That was probably their poorest performance as well on that one, if I can remember rightly. And the Cats 69-64. So you can see what I mean. They're bringing games tight enough, with the exception of the Richmond one there. They're playing a lot better than what their form in terms of wins would suggest. So I think they're going to be middle of the table this year. Make no mistake, I'm not trying to blow any smoke up their arse and say they're going to be top 8. I don't think they will be, but I think their form to be losing the last 3 games is kind of harsh. And I think they're a little bit better than that, but I do think Melbourne are going to run out champions at the MCG in this one and have 5 and 0. So the 3 teams that have got 4 and 0, I think will have 5 and 0 come the end of round 5, which is quite exciting, isn't it, really? Because 3 teams that possibly wouldn't have expected that, really. I'll be, in all honesty, for all of them, I don't think many of them teams, Swans, Demons and Bulldogs, maybe Bulldogs would have been thinking 4 out of 5, maybe 3 out of 5, but certainly not 5 out of 5. So it's really exciting times for those 3 clubs. Last game of the round, GMHBA, Geelong versus North. Look, we know what North are like right now. They're not playing great at all, are they? I don't like totally hammering them. It's not good. There's supporters out there that follow that club, and I know what it's like. You support a club, you put all your heart and soul, your money, your hard-earned cash into supporting your club, and you don't want to see them getting smashed week in, week out. It's not great, but they're playing badly, aren't they? I don't think Geelong have been magnificent. Have North got enough to beat them? No, I don't think so. I'm going with a Geelong win. But I've not been blown away by Geelong, but I think they're too strong for this current North team, the way they're playing. So it's a Geelong win. Running through it quickly then. Richmond Eagles, Bulldogs, Swans, Lions, Port, Crows, Demons and the Cats. That's my predictions. Let me know your predictions in the comments section below. I'm really looking forward to it. There's been some amazing footy being played so far in this competition. What I will say is, if anybody's looking at my tipping, I forgot to load it until during the Bulldogs. I forgot to put my tips in. I actually managed 6 out of 9, but I think it probably only put me down for like about 3 out of 9. So that was my mistake for not uploading my tips. But my tips actually were Swans to win, Port to win and Bulldogs to win, and all of them came in, but they didn't register because I put the tips in to the AFL tipping during the Bulldogs game. damn it. I don't know if I would have been in the top 10 if I got 6 out of 9 anyway. It's a fairly average enough score for your tips, but there we have it. That's what it is, and these things happen. So hopefully I can get 9 and lift myself back up that ladder, because I was in the top 10 before I made that boo-boo. But anyway, the most important thing is that we have a good round 5, good footy, lots of great stuff to talk about. Hopefully nothing too serious, like in terms of injuries, because we've lost quite a few big players so far. Round 1 again, I think we're looking at Rowell. Matt Wowell, I was calling him, wasn't I? He's had 2 huge injuries, so we've lost him. He's a gun young player coming through. It's disappointing to see these guys going out and getting a long time on the sidelines. We want to see all the talent you can possibly muster out on the footy field, as much of it as possible. That's what makes for great viewing, doesn't it? But anyway, thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and fire the bell on, and check out all of our stuff in the description section below. I will say one thing, check out the Gladiator hoodies, by the way. AFL Gladiator Sport with a TDC logo. If you are a follower of the channel and you do want to support the channel, check that stuff out and get yourself a hoodie in the process. I know you're coming into winter down under now, so it might be good for you Melburnians, or whatever way you would kind of say it. I don't know how the hell you'd say it, but anyway, might be good for you ones in Melbourne, because it's getting a little bit colder, and you definitely feel the more British type of weather in the winter than the other states there in Victoria, don't you? You definitely do. But check out the hoodies anyway and get yourself one. Keep yourself wrapped up nice and warm this winter. Thanks very much, and I'll talk to you all soon. Goodbye.